VHS, DVD openings and closings, plus kinetic motion toy music videos, puppet show remakes and collection updates starring me, Chase Ace 51272.0. Hey there YouTube, and welcome to another one of my Baby Einstein collection update videos. Now before we begin, there are a couple things for me to point out. First, this video is going to be pretty lengthy because since my channel has been inactive for a few months, I've not been able to give myself enough time to show off the items I'm about to show you in this video. This also means that I will upload a second part to this collection update because I've still been trying to expand it even during my time off of YouTube. Second, the items that you see on the screen right now is actually not my collection update in its entirety. I'll continue to show off more of it throughout the video. However, it does give you a general idea of what I am going to show you, from Kinetic mobile toys, liquid motion toys, DVDs, and now some CDs that I'm going to add to this collection. And if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that I'm going to go through each one of these items one by one in more detail to show you exactly what they are. And so without any further ado, let's get started. Here we go. So I'm going to present this collection into two different sections. So we'll first start off with the new DVD and CDs that I have. And so the DVD is the Baby Einstein 2000 DVD. So here is the front, the back, the left side, and the inside with no parent's guide, but here's the DVD with the FHE logo. Alright, now it's time to go over the CDs that I now have in this collection. But the first two I'm going to show are the ones that you were not able to see initially at the beginning of this video. So the first one is the Baby Galileo 2003 CD. Now unfortunately this one didn't come with the original casing, so I'm just going to go over the details of the CD itself. So we have the Baby Galileo logo, Buena Vista Records, and the runtime, surprisingly enough to me at least, is just a little under 40 minutes. Alright, so now we're going to go over the second quote-unquote surprise CD that I now have. It's the Baby Mozart 2 2007 CD. So here's the front, the back, the left side, the right side, and here's the inside. Now I'm going to show you the cover first. So I'm going to open it up and we can see the new, at the time, the newer Baby Einstein items and the characters as well. And here's some more promos of the CDs and other Baby Einstein products at the time. And here's the actual CD with Baby Mozart 2 and Disney's Baby Einstein logo. Alright, now it's time to go to the even more vintage side of Baby Einstein. So these next two CDs are ones that I believe are also really hard to find. So the first one is the Baby Mozart 1998 CD. So here's the front, here is the back. Now you can kind of see that there's some little cosmetic damage to the case. Here's the left side, and the right side. And now let's open it up. I gotta be a little bit more careful with this one because I know, like I said, there's cosmetic damage to the case itself, but there's no actual damage to the CD, which is actually just a little bit more important. Here's the cover with the track list and more information on Baby Mozart. And here's the other side with promos to the Baby Einstein and Baby Mozart VHSs. And here is the CD itself. We got the Baby Mozart logo and Julie Clark music. And now we gotta close the CD back up, which actually does take a long time for me. Alright, and the second vintage CD that I have, which is also the last one that I currently have, is the Baby Bach 1999 CD. Now this is the front, the back, the left side, the right side, and now let's look at the inside, which luckily enough for me is easier to open than the last one. So here we have more information on Baby Bach and the track list. And on the other side, as you might as well have guessed, is more promos on the Baby Einstein and Baby Mozart VHSs. Here's the actual CD with the Baby Bach logo, Julie Clark music, and the runtime for the looks of it is just a little under a half hour. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the next section, which is my collection of toys. So let's get a move on right now. Alright, so to start off the toy collection, we have the Gyroscope by Tedco. And you can already see that I've already wrapped the string around the toy already, and so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the gyroscope onto the base and then pull the string to start it up. Alright, so now I'm just going to let it stand on the base and let it spin around for a few minutes. Now when I first got this, I kind of liked the fact that I could pull off a few different tricks with the gyroscope as well. And my favorite out of the ones that I first saw was to have it balance onto like the little thin string that wraps around the gyroscope. So like as it's like spinning, it just balanced right on there, and I thought that was pretty cool. And but like knowing that I first got this, knowing that it was from Language Nursery, my traditional way of using it is just to have it spin around onto the base, like how you're seeing right now, and then just have it wait until it stops. Alright, so the next thing I have for you all is the first of 2 oil drop toys that I have. And if I'm correct, the manufacturer is Westminster, but if not, then you guys could go ahead and tell me what the real manufacturer is. So, I initially got this from an arcade as a prize one time. I believe this was during summer vacation, and I just couldn't pass the chance to getting it. It was like another one of those things that it's like hard to find, I guess, and then it's just right then and there and you can go ahead and get it. I think that's how I got the disco ball as well, if you saw my initial toy collection video. I also like how this toy, well, not this exact one, but a similar toy was seen in Baby Neptune, and again, it was just something that I just couldn't pass up. I had to get it right then and there. I kind of like this toy. It has like a satisfying look to it. I can just see right through it as the oil is dropping both the blue and pink liquid. I just think it's pretty cool. Alright, now let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, so the next thing I have for you all is the second oil drop toy that is actually manufactured by Kinetic Art, not Westminster. Now, I believe the biggest difference between this toy and the one I initially showed you was that this toy was actually seen in Language Nursery. The biggest problem I have with the toy that I have specifically is that there's this little invisible, I'm not sure what the word is, barrier in the center of the toy that's just preventing a lot of oil through that little area right there. I just feel like it's just been raising a lot of questions ever since I first got it. It's maybe because how it was manufactured to begin with, or maybe how it was built. I don't know. I feel like there might be something within the toy. I don't know. I don't feel like that's important. I mean, I do like the fact that it's satisfying to look at, just having the oil seep through the toy at all. I think the reason I have a lot of questions about it is because when I first saw Language Nursery, there was no problem with the toy at all, especially with where the oil was seeping through. Alrighty, so the next toy I have for you all is the Space Wheel by Andrews Manufacturing. Now what I find cool about this toy is that it kind of resembles the Kinetic Wheel toy that was seen in Baby Bach. I kind of like how it just spins back and forth with the metal that's attracting the magnets on the wheel from the base. That's a pretty cool way of having it spin around. You can kind of see it just spins a little bit faster whenever it reaches the center point of the base. What's funny is that the wheel has a metallic look, but it's actually made of plastic. And what's strange to me is that whenever I find this toy on certain shopping platforms, I tend to see it get into the $200, maybe $300 range for some reason. It's strange to me just to find that much money being put onto a toy as simple as this. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. Okay, so the next toy I have for you all is the Mini Dolphin Kinetic by Carlisle. Now, what I find interesting about this toy personally is that there's a connection to the Jupiter Kinetic toy from Baby Bach and the Frog Kinetic toy from Baby Mozart. The funny thing is that when I initially got this toy, one of the dolphins were actually bent at an angle, so the toy couldn't actually spin over and over again all the way through the little opening. So I was lucky enough to fix it. I think one of them were just like loose enough to like just actually spin at an angle. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's pretty cool to look at. It's another interesting desk toy, and it's one that I will most likely use in future videos. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the last toy that I have in this collection. But here's a catch. I'm going to have you guys guess what it is within 10 seconds, starting now. Okay, do you all have your guesses? Well, too late now. What I have here is the Dolphin Kinetic Wheel by Carlisle. Now, I already said this about the space wheel from earlier, but I believe this toy actually has a closer resemblance to the kinetic wheel from Baby Bach, just because the bases are exactly the same. And I kind of like how rare this toy is too, because I know this one actually works better than the space wheel, because if you've noticed earlier, the space wheel doesn't actually spin from side to side completely, and this one actually works better than the other because it actually spins longer as well. I think this one is the better kinetic wheel toy. In fact, this one should actually be worth more money than the space wheel, ironically. Okay, and that is the end of part 1 of my Baby Einstein collection update video. And if you guys liked what you saw, you're more than welcome to leave one for this video, and you could also leave a comment telling me how you guys thought of the collection. And it would definitely be most appreciated if you guys were to click on the subscribe button in order to show your support. And until then, I will see you all in part 2, where there'll be even more rare toys and products for you all to see. See you later.